When you think about businesses that are selling through the roof, like Aloe or Allbirds, sure, you think about a great product, a cool brand, and great marketing. But an often overlooked secret is actually the businesses behind the business, making selling, and for shoppers, buying, simple. For millions of businesses, that business is Shopify. Nobody does online business better than Shopify. It's home of Shop Pay, the #1 checkout in the world. You can use it to boost conversions up to 50%, meaning way less carts going abandoned and way more sales going through to checkout. Sign up for your $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/income, all lowercase. Go to shopify.com/income to upgrade your selling today. That's shopify.com/income.
Why can't every day be like this? No simple road. Yeah, no, I've been on that road too.
What's going through your mind?
Mine.
What is going through your mind? Apple.
Abdullah Oblongata.
That's what's going through your mind?
Yeah.
Abdullah Oblongata? Okay.
I don't know. That just popped in my head because whatever Mel said. I gotta.
Whatever. Don't blame me. I've been quiet the whole time.
No, you threw out a technical
Throw Mel
term.
under the bus.
I know.
Way to go, dude.
You're working on your whatever the
That's her
red
foot.
light does.
My mitochondria.
Mitochondria. Yeah.
Not right now. I'm not.
Hey now, Nessa Pro family. This is Aaron.
The direction said don't use while podcasting.
It's Mel.
And this is Apple.
You're with us again.
And we have Darwin. Holding down the rug.
This episode is brought to you in collaboration with Melt Premium Mushroom Chocolates.
Melt.
Go over to Instagram and follow our sponsor there at Melt Mushrooms. That's with an S at the end. And shoot them a DM. Tell them you want their menu. And
then they're going to send it to you. And then you get to peruse the menu and choose from 10 different chocolate bars, minis, and full bars. And they also have 3 flavors of gummies. And if you don't like any of those candy type options, you can go for the capsules.
So then you could really control the amount of
experience you would like to have.
Yeah, it's a perfect way to say that, Mel. Thank you for that. Yeah, man. And that's that. Mel, tell us about your red light.
You don't have to turn on the red light.
Yes, she does.
I do need to turn it on, actually. But good thing my name's not Roxanne, so I can do whatever I want.
That's true, yeah.
Well, I recently purchased a red light, and it's awesome.
Thanks.
Thanks for tuning in, everybody.
Bye, everybody. No,
we'll be back next week to talk about
I'm
blue
sorry,
lights.
everybody. I'm just a little exhausted from the weekend. We had an awesome weekend. We went to see Sam Grisman Project last night, and I'm a little exhausted. But we're talking about my red light right now.
Yeah.
It is a far infrared far infrared light, and it is for healing muscle aches, like post-workout or through heavy repetition, any things like that, like movements, and also for your skin. So there's different nanometers that the light travels. One goes through your skin to help with pigmentation, collagen production, healing, lots of different acne. And then the other one that's a little bit longer nanometers goes to the muscle, like I said, helping to repair post-workout or post-injury.
It like supercharges your mitochondria.
Yeah, so it
does.
It increases the ATP, which in turn
triphosphate.
Thank you, which then in turn helps to stimulate the mitochondria, which is helping your cells to turn over. And
it's like a long, like flat strip, like a belt.
It looks like a kidney belt.
Yeah.
Kidney belt or a back
brace.
And Mel and I will sit on the couch with it and put our hands, like make it a circle and put our hands in it. And we joke with each other, like, do you feel, my mitochondria feels so good right now.
You're totally
So
feeling it.
now when I use it, I'm working on my mitochondria,
Hell yeah.
which is true. But
Well, not jokingly, do you feel anything from it? Or
I felt when I put it on my scalp, I definitely felt some tingling. Absolutely.
Well, it's warm.
Yeah, it's warm, and then you can cut the heat and still get the same amount of.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And,
So
it doesn't.
man.
I was under the misconception. I think that it was something you used to for like not having enough sunlight.
No.
That has nothing to do with the red light treatment. Okay.
No, that's not to like help your vitamin D levels.
Sun
or
is
anything.
blue light, by the way.
Yeah,
Is it?
it is not that, but it does mimic the sun in the sense of like that heat and that the different light rays.
Okay. Well, I just like because you were reading like the different warnings. It was like, don't use in direct sunlight or outside.
Yeah, well, you
Can burn your eyes.
You
Don't use
do
it in the
not
bathtub.
want to use it more than the allotted time because one, you don't need to, but two, it can be ineffective. It can.
It'll overcharge
Okay.
your mitochondria.
So it comes with a timer and it's a 20-minute, so you can do it anywhere from 10 to 30 minutes from a day, 3 to 7 days a week. However,
I know that it may sound silly, but like if you're interested in red light, I urge you to go do a deep dive.
oh, I did
on the red light therapy thing, man. That's a rabbit hole. I mean, that's like
because there's a lot of science behind it, but of course, people can say, "Oh, it's pseudoscience" or blah blah blah.
I hate when people say blah blah
blah
blah.
blah blah.
It's annoying.
But I've known about this for a while, and in aesthetics, people have been using light therapy for a number of things: green light, red light, blue light, and they all have different ways that they help your skin. And I was going to get a mask, but I decided that this one was better because
if you think about that,
because Aaron likes to interrupt me and I can't even finish that last thing because getting a panel.
You stopped.
No, because you started talking.
Okay.
When you say because, you usually pause for a moment.
Because it's more versatile.
Okay. All right.
All right, now you can speak.
Can I go now?
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Period.
If you think about like that we are energy
Over.
and we vibrate at frequencies, right? That our cells and the energy inside of our cells is vibrating at different frequencies and all that, then it makes sense that light would affect the inside of your body. Just the simple fact that light is also vibration and wavelength.
Well, it's long been known too, like for people that have like severe acne to go in the sun to help heal the acne.
I always thought that was just to dry you out, man.
But that's part of it too. Well, how does it dry you out? How does it dry out?
Because it's supercharging
Pus
your
or
mitochondria.
exactly. It's healing
Like
you
if you're
from the
super
inside.
oily.
Oil production, yes. I wouldn't recommend that necessarily purely, but like again, like with acne, as long as they're not on something that's like really what's the word, like thinning the skin or stripping the
Like
skin
Accutane?
or like exfoliating too much or something. But I like it. I've been using it pretty steadily. I think maybe I just haven't used it the one day since I've been back from California.
Yeah.
And,
It's dope. I like it.
So
Who
I mean,
knows?
no,
It's
I have
fashionable too.
when you use natural things like or non-invasive things, I should say, it takes a while to work. It's not like
You drink one spoonful and now you're good to go.
Done. I used it once. A lot of my clients will do that. They'll be like, "Oh, I've got one of those." I was like, "How often do you use it?" I don't. Why not? Use your freaking like. It's ridiculous how many times people think that just because they have an item in their possession.
I have a baseball, so now I'm a baseball player.
I'm a baseball
Yes.
player.
But so you do have to use it regularly to have benefit, but it's kind of like putting a quarter into the bank of your health. Like you're doing something for yourself right now. For 20 minutes, you're sitting down and letting your mitochondria, heal.
It's
And that's the important thing is using it.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
do the thing, man. It's just
easy.
like having a gym membership and never going and wondering why you never got.
And I'm guilty of all of that. I have it. I never use it, but this, I was like,
I got lots of
I
food.
personally
I just don't
invested in it in order for me to have to use it.
Man.
Yeah.
And it is
sense.
fashionable. I got to
cool.
follow up on that because I come up last night and Mel's sitting on the couch and
We're getting ready to leave for Sam.
I didn't notice what it was at first. I just saw like yellow or like red lights and it looked like a hat, like a fez, kind of almost. And it was like Mel's wearing like a cool light up lampshade fez hat to
And a
the show
jumpsuit.
or something. Yeah, and it went with the jumpsuit you had on.
Yes. Well, like you can use it for your hair if you're losing hair, if you have scalp issues. Yeah. This is
Crap.
the booklet is extensive of the things that it can treat, and the reason that it can treat all these things is because it's working on a cellular level.
What's the name of the company?
Fringe.
Okay.
I've done a lot of research because I was gonna buy one, and then I was like, "Ooh, this one's only $100." Well, then you read why it's $100. It comes from China. They're different, like of those kind of parts that are like refurbished and shit like that.
It's
no
iffy
warranties.
shit.
Yeah, I don't want
no warranty, no customer
service. Dealing with my
service.
skin.
It's
All right,
like buying it on Wish.com.
Yeah.
Can I ask that it's for so I know and for people out there want to know, like in all your guys' research and stuff, are there any like there's pros and cons? Are there any cons or anything that they say?
You could burn your eyeballs with it if you look at it for too long.
Yeah, absolutely. Do not look at it. Don't use it more than it's recommended.
Don't use it in the bathtub or in the sun.
Don't use it on like infections.
Ew, gross.
Because people think healing, so why not use it on something? You want to use it on naked skin when possible. You don't want to use it over clothes, and you also don't.
Yeah, that wouldn't work.
Well, people think because it's light
that it's penetrating through your shirt.
Yes. So yeah, there's just like a few little warnings here and there. It's mostly for the panel itself. Like, don't do aftermarket service to it.
Don't try and take it apart.
Yeah.
But there's no another way out there. Like red light turns you into a monster.
Maybe.
I haven't heard that yet. I really haven't heard. What they use red light for too is what TIBAs or TBAs, right? When
Traumatic brain injury.
Yes, for football
TBI.
players. Thank you, TBIs. For football players that have head injuries or just body injuries. So it helps to, after a serious workout, and then, there's like cold plunge, there's all these things. Well, this is one of the therapies that they add to it for even helping to heal quicker.
At the gym, they have like the special member black card area at Planet Fitness or whatever. And they have this, first of all, they have a tanning bed here in Portland because people need that because we don't get sun. But the tanning bed is a red light bed.
Can also be switched to red light.
So you can lay in the red light.
That's awesome.
And like heal your workout.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's a lot of things, like I said, that the umbrella of things that it heals because it's working internally, not externally. But you do want to put it on the local position that you are trying to affect.
And then inevitably, if you start to do the research on like what red light is and what it can do for you and the pros and cons and all that, you're going to run up against blue light too and find out how blue light is fucking you up.
Well, that's kind of how it started. Well, not me buying this started that way, not me using red light, because I've used it in I used to use it at when I worked in Las Vegas. We had a machine that had different lights and stuff like that. But I bought this one because I was listening to this podcast with this neurosurgeon, and he was talking about how he's doing all these incredible things with red light, like reducing swelling from a brain from, say, like a car accident, or like the football players. He had an instance where his stepdad fell off of a ladder and had just had knee replacement, broke his leg, and he, told him, hey, go to my office, start using this red light, told him how, what duration, what time, how did, whatever. And he avoided surgery on both the broken leg and his knee.
Damn.
because he was consistent and was doing, because it feels good. It's just like little, not too hot. It's just like warm. So it feels nice. So it's easy to just lay there and receive it. You know?
Sweet. You mean to heal this? All I got to do is lay there?
Put this light on?
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, I don't know that there's only that specific thing, but it's because it's penetrating through. It's hard to heal a cracked bone on a leg.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like you're kind of deducing that, yeah, this works. And yeah, you want to get at least 640 nanometers to 880. And like I said, those are the different penetrations rate for the skin and for the muscle.
Yeah, Mel went deep.
Yeah.
Well, you have to, because this specific brand, Fringe, we are not endorsed by them. If you want to endorse me, fine.
Yeah, I would love to. Come on.
Hell yeah. But there's another naturopath that I follow, and he's just got some really awesome stuff that he talks about, and I love him, Dr. Motley. And this was one that he recommended. So I found out from him, but then I started going down a rabbit hole with all the different, there's Magellan, there's this, that, and the other. And this was like, it was still pricey, but it felt like it was like the right price for what, like it didn't feel like I was getting ripped off.
It wasn't Apple, but it wasn't.
Yeah, it wasn't.
It wasn't like a Chromebook.
It wasn't from China.
Yes.
Remanufactured
Yes.
parts might burn you or something.
You said you're feeling tired today?
Well, you know, the things we do for love. The things we do for love. No,
That show last night, man.
So it was my first time going to see Sam Grisman Project. In their own
show.
In their own show, yeah. Like we saw them at Winter Wondergrass. We love them. We got to meet them finally in person and spent a little time backstage and hung out. But it was just those short sets, and it's so hard to, you know, like I would imagine for a band when they're going up, like maybe their first song is dope, but maybe sometimes that's the time they're trying to figure out like their sound, their levels, like their instruments. So by the time you're doing a short set, maybe 1 or 2 songs in, you've only got a handful or, you know, at best more songs. And so it was really great to see them on their own. And it was, I didn't know really what to expect, but it was so calming and relaxing and heartwarming. That's what I would say about this concert. It was like, it made me feel healed. I don't know how else to say it. It was like the room was quiet, so the fighting to hear the music wasn't there. That wasn't an element that was there. So I didn't need my earplugs, which I always get scared when I forget my earplugs now at concerts. I'm like, oh man. But so you're not fighting over the crowd to listen to the music. So the music becomes much more focused, you know, instead of like your friend or the people behind you yapping. And then it was sweet. It was like, it was adorable music. It really was.
Music is dope. Yeah.
It made me feel like doing Ring Around the Rosie or something.
They
You know what I mean?
Like, ain't no bugs on me.
Yeah. So I was in for a treat that I didn't even know. And after not going to a show for so long, it was a great entry back into like going to see shows and like being at the Aladdin, which I really like the Aladdin Theater. And yeah, it was amazing.
Did you feel the thing at all? Because I like last year, it felt like we were talking about that today. It feels like going back in time, kind of.
Oh yeah,
it's like going into a time capsule back to a different time, like the 70s or something.
Oh, and
or
Victor,
the 60s, the film.
Furtado, he looks like a 70s rocker.
I don't think that's him. I think that's Joe. Somebody.
No, the banjo player.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. He totally, like his haircut, his outfit, and the music that they were playing. So it felt transportive. It felt like you
were in the 70s.
And then it also felt childlike, not like childish, but like, I don't know. There was like wonder.
Yes.
You know, wonder and like, ooh, and it just felt good. It felt good to be, this is what we kept saying. It felt like we were at a campfire and we were all underneath the same blanket. And the whole theater felt like that. It was warm, it was cozy and quiet, and the music was pumping, and it was.
We're conditioned to,
great.
like, at a concert, the music is in your face.
Yes.
Like you have to yell to be heard above music.
Yeah.
And this is like when the music starts, the room gets silent.
Well,
And-
not
and
necessarily.
Pretty quiet. And
Yeah.
and like
Fairly quiet.
yeah, our town was a little turned up last night, but really quiet. And then the music becomes front and center only because it's quiet in the room. If you start talking, the music recedes.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, like when you said they, like, one point they finished the song and the guy's like, turn it up. And Sam stopped and was like, no, you need to turn it down and pay attention to the music.
Well, he
and
doesn't
you'll
know what he
hear
said. He
fine.
goes,
Yeah.
we can't turn it up. This is the point of doing acoustic music. And the way for us to get louder is for you all to get quieter.
Be quiet.
And
pay
You know
attention.
what? If they could have turned it up, it wouldn't have been the same.
no,
Absolutely not. If they were all mic'd up on their acoustics or whatever, like it's supposed to be as loud as the instruments can be
It's
on their, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
On their own for that unique listening style to happen.
it's like what Sam is, 'cause Sam's doing this intentionally.
Yes.
Like creating the atmosphere that he grew up witnessing
Yeah.
Dog and Jerry playing in, like in his living room, the two of them just sitting down playing together.
Impromptu playing.
So he's recreating what he grew up with for all of us.
Yeah.
And like that atmosphere requires a measure of respect. You have to like pay the fuck attention.
Think about if your kids were running around, you'd be like, sit down and be quiet and listen. Sometimes we need to tell ourselves that.
Adult self.
Yeah.
Well, I think
Like,
that,
sit down. It's okay that your friend's here. You can be quiet. Like Sam said something yesterday I loved. He was like, you can talk to your friends during the break, after the show, and for the rest of your life.
you got a lot of time.
You've got a lot of time.
I think that's what makes their shows too, like, lends to part of the coziness and like community connected, because everybody's paying attention. You're not physically, but you're like leaning forward almost. You're like leaning into the music, like paying attention to it instead of being removed and turning and doing shit. Your focus is brought.
It was story
to the
time
story
at
time.
the campfire,
Yeah.
musically told by the air of someone incredible.
And the lineup
You know?
was 2 guitars, clawhammer banjo, stand-up bass, the congas, and a fiddle.
yeah, oh, that fiddle.
And they did a bird song last night. I had my eyes closed. It literally sounded like an orchestra. Like
Yeah,
for
like
real, sounded
way
like an
bigger
orchestra.
than- yeah.
And that's not easy to do with just wood and wire.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's pretty outstanding. And we got the very first terrapin that the Sam Grisman Project has ever played last night. And it was really beautiful.
It was beautiful. Like, just first of all, let me just side this. When Chris sang every song that he sang,
yeah.
everybody was like, whoa, like, so, well, they did that at first and then they had to shut up. It was, it was so, like, it was what everybody needed. It literally was his tone, his choice of song was what the audience wanted and didn't know they needed, like, for real.
Chris brings a really special, like, gospel vibe.
Yeah, his voice.
And he stayed with us last night and we got a chance to hang out this morning and we were talking.
We love you, Chris.
Yeah, I love you, brother. We were talking about the show and I was like, you know, what's amazing to me is that, like, it really doesn't matter what's going on, like, in the world in with the band, with any of that, like from the fans' perspective, when they get up there and start doing their thing, whatever that thing is, the spirit or whatever, descends on that place. It's thick, and you could feel it. All of us with our attention focused on each other, it turns something wild on, and it's visceral. It's like a thing in the room. We saw Dan Cohen and Jackie,
Dan and Jackie
after the show, and Dan has been around the scene just as long or longer than I have, and he was like, "This was amazing." He's like, "This
Did
is
he
like."
see them last time they were?
Yeah,
he
we were
was-
hanging out
we were
with them
hanging out with
last
him
year.
last year. He was like, "This is like coming home,"
Yeah.
and it really is.
And it is the closest they like the original Grateful Dead music. Like it takes you there, that kind of time machine and the feel. It's just amazing.
And it was kind of like a listening room, where you don't applaud, you don't clap, you don't woo. People still did that, but the attention in a listening room is so different than a concert hall. Because concert hall, you're going to go get crunk, you're going to drink, you high-fiving.
You're partying.
You're partying. This is not really, it's not party time there. It's
Church.
listening time.
It's church.
It's healing time. It's, dare I say, like a worship time. Something to like rock with your leg, your baby on the rocking chair, back and forth. It was very on time.
The other two guitarists last night were Logan's
voice
and Max Flansburgh. I wish I knew the guy's name that was on the fiddle. I can't remember.
They did tell us too.
But Jesus, man.
Yeah, it's
like,
Chris.
Yeah. Call him. It was that group of cats that they have now. It's a thing for sure. I mean, look, if you get the opportunity if they come close to where you're at, I highly suggest going. It's a completely different concert experience than you're used to. It's almost disorienting at first.
Sam's voice too.
Yeah.
So powerful last night.
Yep.
Very controlled, very like I don't know what the word is, but there was so much control and such precision with what he was singing. It was, like I said, it felt healing to me. I was tired again last night. I've been burning it. Okay, guys, if everybody's listening, guys, gals,
She's burning.
whatever. I was exhausted yesterday. So by the time we were going to the concert, I'm already sleepy because that's the time me and Aaron go to bed. Literally, we were leaving when you and I go to bed.
Yeah.
But I was sitting down for a few songs, and it was so nice to like be able to move in my seat and still be part of it and not feel like you're missing it or disrespecting it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
You could just
you
sit,
could do
chill.
that. It felt like, I feel like they could be at the Schnitzer.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah.
That would be such a great.
They
venue for
also,
them.
and did you feel this too, that like they retained something like kind of like the older feel and everything. There's a dirtiness to it, like a rawness, like it's not like polished
Yes.
like a lot of things nowadays.
Yes.
That's part of what I felt of
It's
like
the root.
taking you back in time of like this is raw and gritty like it used to be.
I said last year when we saw them, and I feel like it even more now. I'm like, that's where the beating heart of like Grateful Dead and dog music is living right now. Do you know what I mean?
Sorry, there's a spider that just came down between the both of us. I got it.
It's all right, man. He ain't doing no
Tripped
harm.
me out.
Oh, Spider, he ain't ever done nobody no wrong.
Oh no, spider time.
Yeah, I really feel like the heart of the thing is living inside of that because of what you're talking about. It hasn't been taken and corporatized. It's not it's not played through a bunch of electronics, which is great. I'm down for playing through all the electronics. I fucking love that shit.
It's just
But it's
different.
different
But
thing.
so many people do that. Yeah, this is a whole different
thing.
departure. Like
Yeah.
Connor said, he's like there's nothing like it. There that you can't. There's no other show like what they do.
You can go somewhere on a train, on a bus, in a car, on a plane. This is a different way to receive the music that you love and make you feel different. You know, people love twirling and dancing to the Dead and like sing along, you know, all that. That's awesome. That's like, you know, you're taking a ride on a train or something. This is different. This is maybe
It's a rowboat.
Yeah.
This is analog.
Yeah.
It's very dope.
And in a freaking world with all this technology, oh my God, it's so welcome to have those types of sounds in my ear instead of something that is manufactured.
Well, what it does, at least for me, is like, because of everything that we're talking about, it really highlights the feeling of community when the music's happening, because you're all together, quiet and listening. So you're doing something as a group, where like if you're at a Fish show or a Den Company show, you may be talking to your friend or going to get a beer.
There's a whole
the music's
bunch of things
happening,
going
shit's
on.
happening, you're dancing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, like too, I think the Grateful Dead, the way that their concerts evolved over time, it did become a meeting place for people that you only see at shows. So like, not exclusively you're going to shows, but like, oh, you know, I'm going to see whoever here tonight, and you want to catch up. What's up? What you been up to? How's your daughter? Whatever. This is like, no one's catching up. Relax and enjoy this double feature.
And it was the first time that Sean and Meg had seen Long Strange Putt, and Meg had seen Sam Grisman. And when it was over, Meg like leaned over and she was like, "This is exactly how I wanted to spend my Saturday night."
Oh, yeah.
Like,
hell yeah.
And Sean was blown away. He was like, "Dude, this is different than anything I've ever seen."
We at one point we turn, Sean and I look at each other, and we're both kind of like bobbing our heads at like the same pace. And I was like, "Yes, you can't be like, you know, like overdoing it. You got to be like, just keep it that 1-2 tempo."
There was this one cat over on the side that was fucking getting down, like full on spinner, having at it to the chillest music you've ever heard in your life. And I was like, "Oh, Sean, you should just get video of that cat and put it on Instagram. It would go viral so fast."
And that lady, the lady behind us that had the fucking giggles the whole night.
That was great. I like that.
No, it wasn't. I didn't say it was good or bad. It was just funny. It was like part of the landscape.
She was really sweet when right before she left, she tapped me on the shoulder and handed me her business card. And she was like, "Hey, I'm a tie-dye artist and a batik. And I just wanted to say thanks for sharing space with me tonight. You guys have really great energy and keep in touch."
It's really
Hell
cute.
yeah. Or she's just like, link
yeah.
to the music.
Yeah.
Like, this is just what I needed. I'm getting little tickles and happiness.
It was,
Wow.
I would not like, this could sound wrong, but Mel actually already said it. It sounds cute.
Yeah.
Like, not you fucking being cute. Like, it sounds like, oh my God, that's fucking awesome.
When do you ever go hear music that's adorable to feel? Like, it feels cute coming at your ears. It's like singing bug songs and like just catchy. Okay, one of the things about being in concerts together of your favorite band, it's dope when everybody like screams out the chorus, right? And it's like, yes, we all love it. Even more so, pulling things from your childhood that you didn't expect to hear, where you can share that kind of space with other people. It like puts you in kind of a little vulnerable space of like fun, like cutesy. I don't know. I just really enjoyed it.
The band too, also the looks on their faces and their like exuberance for playing that music, like Sam, and Crit, like they're all just
Sam's
smart
in it,
and they're all playing off each other, like just digging what the next person is doing in the band and following that, just smiling, and it's like a love fest.
It
like,
really is.
of music that they're helping preserve and keep alive.
I wasn't there last time, so I don't know if this is a regular thing, but there was like these roses that Sam was handing out to people at the end.
There was roses at the
and
show
talking
last
to
year.
them. And Connor had brought me a rose because he was up there, and I guess he got one from Sam. He brought it back. I grabbed it. And then we had to go get Chris. So I'm walking up there and everybody's like, "You got a rose?" I didn't know what that even meant. I was just like, "Yeah, I got this
That's
rose.
right.
I don't even know what's going on. Do you want it? Like, it's yours." But that was another fun element that doesn't cost a lot, but makes it, you're bringing something home, and rose is like a love flower, you know?
Yeah, man. And it's part of the Grateful Dead ethos.
Exactly. And spreading that out and giving that to take home with you, it's just a really sweet gesture. And thanks, Sam, for such a beautiful evening. Rachel, thank you
for
so
everything.
much for coming to hang out with us during Terrapin.
Yeah.
It was great
Really?
to see. Yeah. It was a couple times she stood and hung out with us. Which,
And I have to say, like, we've known Chris and the band for a little over a year and a half now, maybe a little more. And we've never gotten the chance to like properly hang out with Chris.
no.
You see him on stage, we've seen him like backstage for 5 minutes, and then we're out. So you never know, like, the person you see on stage, if they're going to be the person that they are off stage.
Yeah.
Chris English, everybody, I'm going to just
You're going to shout him
I'm gonna
out?
shout him out. Is exactly the person that you see on that stage, off the stage. That smile continues 24/7.
Bringing love.
The vibe that he is just like the most chill, sweetest human being ever.
That's in that smile.
And when you have somebody that's keeping the beat, that has that in their heart, that's what's coming at you.
Yeah. He's setting the time.
Yes.
And the way he plays is so respectful and sweet, and he like makes it fit in, like he said, like there's not drummers and bluegrass.
Well, you know what?
and he makes it work.
Something special about last night that I was thinking was, we had to go to the green room to go get him because, he's putting his stuff together and whatever, and going to the green. I don't like it. I don't care about it.
Going backstage is weird.
Yeah, especially after the show. But it felt so family, like it felt like our family. It felt like going to get our brother. Like, "Hey, Chris, you ready? Come on." Like, it literally felt like that. Not like,
you're picking up the band member.
No, it felt so comfortable and so homey. And when he came home, it felt like he was coming home.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like, we weren't having someone stay with us. He was coming home, hanging out. And I'm so grateful to No Simple Road for putting us in positions to have these incredible relationships with people that grow and like bless us in different ways than just at a concert.
Yeah.
Do you know?
Yeah.
Riding back with him, walking through the, wet, rainy night with the drum and just everything, talking about the show afterwards. And just, it was a beautiful, beautiful time. And honestly, just what I needed. I didn't need another loud show right now. I definitely needed something that was going to fill my cup in a different way.
And not be a
And it was rad to see Sean and Meg, man.
I know.
They've moved to Oregon. We've seen them less since they moved here, since before they moved here.
I know.
Sean's on the road.
You know?
Sean's going to take off with Sam Grisman Project.
I love them. They're so
Yeah.
fun. Meg's earrings and her, just everything. Spending time with those two is amazing.
Yeah, the No Simple Road family's dope. We haven't been to a show since Goose in September.
I feel like I went to something in between.
You may have. I didn't. I haven't been, and that was the perfect one to go back to start like dipping the toe back in the
I got to
water.
throw in there too. I would have been more bummed. I didn't make it to the show last night. I wasn't doing well anyway. Chris, thank you. Chris made my weekend. but I didn't get to see the band. But to wake up this morning, I walk out of my room right as Chris is coming down the hallway going, where the fuck's Apple at? And I come walking out, and I walk out to that smile and a great big hug and his like concern for how I'm feeling. And then I'm doing better today. I was able to get up. It's like, yeah, I want to go eat with you guys. Like we went to breakfast, which I love. We go to a breakfast spot that was like slammed. They're like 45-minute to hour wait. And we're taking them to the airport. It was like,
nope.
All right, let's find it. And then we go to this other place, the New Deal, and they had the Hollywood Scramble. He's like, oh, it was meant to be. They got the Hollywood Scramble. So we had a dope breakfast, just had fun talking, dropped them off at the airport. That just, it not being able to see them last night, but then getting to hang out with Chris was kind of healing. It was like, oh, man.
Yeah. Speaking of healing, I only brought it up very briefly in the intro for this past Friday's episode, but sorry everybody about last Monday. And
you want to tell everybody what's going on, babe?
Not really.
Okay.
Do I want to? I mean, sure.
Look,
it's fine.
We've made it a thing of sharing our feelings.
I'm in the dark here. What's going on?
Oh, it's nothing.
You were out of town.
No.
Mel was out of town and got back and whatever.
According to the other people in the house, you were kind of funky the whole time. Not the whole time. You had a couple times where you hung out, but your demeanor overall was little.
He misses you when you're gone.
Oh yeah, I miss you when you're gone.
It's a little Darwin.
Aaron is not a solo person. He's a Aaron and Mel. Like
it's true.
It is. He doesn't do alone well for more than a day. You do not do alone well.
But that's not why the rewind didn't happen. Like,
has no part of it.
You being gone? No, you were back, and you were back for 2 days, and we didn't do it. We just
Mel
didn't
was just asleep. Mel came home on Monday, and I didn't see her till Thursday morning with her eyes open. Thursday when you came out, we're ready to leave, and I'm getting ready for work, and I was like, welcome home again. This is the first time I've seen you with your eyes open.
I just couldn't do anything but sleep when I got home. There was nothing like. It was just so much. Traveling is a lot. And, it was Jasper's birthday. He had 2 birthday parties in that weekend. We drove literally all over LA. And so coming back home, I landed at midnight. I had to be at work the next day at 5:30. So we live 45 minutes from that friggin' airport. So like, I just needed rest. Otherwise, I felt like I was going to get sick, You keep burning the candle at both ends. Eventually, something's going to happen.
It's going to burn out.
Yeah.
But yeah, Mel got back and like, I just didn't.
And you were so down in the dumps and I hated it.
I just didn't have it in me to do the rewind. Like I was feeling bummed out and couldn't get on here and fake not feeling like shit.
Okay, I did have a little because Sunday we were like getting ready to do it, and you're like, let me check with Mel real quick. We were gonna do it. We had a couple ideas, and then you're like, let me check with her, and you're like, Mel doesn't want us to do it without her, so we're gonna wait till she gets home.
I did not say that. That's a lie. Aaron lied to you.
I did.
He literally lied to you.
That's why I bring it. He didn't lie to me. I know.
I called him to specifically say, hey, if you and Apple are doing the show today, mention Win-Win's new song coming out.
No candy.
No candy.
What he heard was Mel doesn't want to want us to do it without her. I knew it was a meal. I was like, oh, cool. It's not the same when the 3 of us aren't doing it.
It's just not that
put
too.
It to bed that day.
But that's always an easy excuse.
I was just going through. I'm out the other side of it mostly now, but like, I don't know. Over the past few months, I just have been feeling funky about NSR and like my birthday coming up and all the stuff.
Yeah.
And so I just was down in the dumps about it. And I don't know if anybody else out there is like that, but like when I'm feeling shitty at first, I don't know what it's about. Like it's just
you don't know immediately. Like, oh, I'm feeling shitty because of this one thing.
Yeah, or
it's like,
these two
fuck.
things, or it takes me a while to figure out what the funk is about, and then it takes me a little while after that to be able to talk about it. And like it for me, and this probably is not healthy, but like when it's bad like that, I wait until it's ready to boil to say anything. And that's where I was with Mel during the week last week. It just boiled over.
He's like trying to be happy to see me, but it's like not, it's like, like Aaron B, it's not the right Aaron. It's like Aaron with an E instead of an A or something. It just was like, you're hugging me and I don't feel the hug. Like, what is going on
I wasn't
here?
there.
I was like, you don't. And then we've talked about this before. Like, I'm not going to ask you to death. What's wrong? What's going on? I already know something's up.
Yeah, I'll talk when I'm ready.
Yeah. So I just let it ride. And I'm like, ew, I came home to this. Like, why
Why do you?
Because like I want like, yay, I'm home, I'm excited, like greet me with good energy. And it's like, hey,
it's like, oh shit, Eeyore's
really
here.
happy you're home. Can I have a hug? Ew,
Yeah.
that's why it's ew.
I love you. It's good to see you.
But we talked on I don't know, a day last week. I don't know if
One of the days.
It was Tuesday or Wednesday because Thursday I got an abridged version of from Mel and me Mel were talking.
Yeah, it was Wednesday then.
And I started to feel a little better. And I think like honestly, this is the first year that the rain has affected me.
Yeah.
Like for real, being dark all the time. It's fucking with me a little bit this year. And that's never been a thing. Like, so yeah, if you're depressed, talk about it when you can, if you make you feel better.
Yeah.
Because it did
it's a
me.
good thing to do, to talk.
I don't know, man. It's tough with No Simple Road. Like I was telling Mel, I have maybe a couple of years into doing the show, I really felt like I'm doing the show to get to the point where we're doing it full time, or I'm doing it full time.
Well, you put it on all of us back then.
Yeah, and
not
like,
now.
This far in, like, I don't. Obviously, I still am working towards that happening.
Yeah,
but I don't have a timeline for it. Like, there's no, in 6 months, that's going to be,
there's our 2-year plan, 5-year plan.
Exactly. I don't have that. And so like,
it's a lot of pressure.
Feeling discouraged about like, well, fuck, we've been doing this for 7 years and what? Like, I haven't reached the goal that I set for myself.
Okay.
Which wasn't, it was just but it wasn't a specific goal. It was just like, you want to do this for yourself under what? I don't know. I feel like it's a lot of pressure if the show was a person, it would have so much expectations put on it. And the show is just like happy to be here and happy to be
a thing.
And it's like, hell yeah, I'm a thing. You guys are paying attention to me. And then it's like, now I got to fucking support Aaron and Apple and Mel. And now I got to fucking be on the, top of the, social media. And now I got to have a certain amount of numbers. And like, it's a lot of pressure to put on the show.
Well, when you say it's a lot of pressure to put on the show, that's actually the pressure that's on me, is the stuff that you're talking about.
But the show is requiring only us to do this.
Right.
It's not like
the stuff that
saying,
you were
hey, what's the numbers about? Or I know that. I'm just saying those things are a great way to put pressure where there is none.
And then there's the things that pay off. Like, I love that this morning when you get a compliment. Chris said today when we were going, your guys' studio is beautiful. When we hear musicians and artists that we're over Zoom, they see part of it, but we've had several here. When they see this room, they're like, it is beautiful. And these are people that have been in so many beautiful places that they play, recording studios. They've seen a lot. And it's like, Your studio is beautiful. It's something. It's like
No Simple Road is a podcast, but it's our life still.
Yeah.
It's how me and Aaron and Apple relate to one another and how we interact with others. And it's recorded, but we invite people into our house all the time. It's everything. It's from how we greet them to what we share with them. And so I know it's not for you, but for me, it is enough because of all those random texts from Nathaniel telling us how much he remembers having that great memory from, seeing a show with us, or
Green Sky
and
Red
the
Rocks.
next text is Karina Reichman asking us to share her, she's almost sold out and she's coming to town, and like that can seem insignificant, like who cares, whatever, but that's the bread and butter in my opinion. Like that's the sustenance for me for No Simple Road, for how hard I work. And yeah, of course it would be nice to freaking be rolling out fat checks. I'm not saying that it couldn't, and shouldn't do that. What I'm saying is that I understand where you're putting that, you have that pressure and that you want that. And I don't think it's unattainable. I just think it's the wrong focus. That's it. Not
that makes sense. Yeah.
Not that you're, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
you're not
yeah.
wrong for feeling that and wanting that. I think that's legitimate, but the focus could be on something different in order to make you fall in love with it again, so that energy could be there to bring the money, instead of like, I'm still not there, not one more year.
Well, I got fucking I was down in the dumps. I was like, I'm done. I can't do this anymore. Like, because when you feel depressed, like nothing gets you off. Like the music that you listen to, you're like not connected to it, and it falls flat, and you're not feeling it, and like your clothes look wrong, and the world's weird.
You don't
and
look forward to any of the things.
Stupid and whatever. And the thing with No Simple Road is me connecting outward to those things that turn me on, and then bringing them to the people that listen to the show, right? And so if I don't have that
spark,
well, what the fuck am I even like? I'm not gonna fake that and try and bring that on here.
And that's why my advice was like, fucking take a pause. That you don't have to quit anything.
Well, I feel like I have taken a pause.
Well, but I said that the other day. You have put less things on your plate. You're still eating. Do you understand what I'm going?
But there's like right now we have one interview scheduled. Like there's not 2 months of shit in the can,
which I feel is necessary for your mental health. You don't realize how much you're on your phone, and your other work is on a computer. Your part-time work's on a computer. You need a mental break for real, not like, oh, I'm not doing as much. That's what I was trying to get across. When you become like, quote unquote, bored again, that's when your inspiration starts coming up. You're like, okay, if you're bored, you start like thinking new thoughts so that you can get ideas. If you're in the same circle, it's hard to have a new thought. And so that's why I was like saying, you really need to back off and let them miss us for a minute. Let No Simple Road listeners miss new content for a minute. It's okay. Like they're not going to die without listening to a show.
That's not my concern, is that the listeners are going to die. I mean,
well, that was
obviously
exaggerated, of course, but you know where I'm going with that.
Well, yeah, but I also understand what consistency means, and I also understand that when you are like doing something, that being consistent and showing up even when you don't feel like it is part of the thing. And so okay, finding a balance between what you're talking about and what I'm talking about is where I'm working, what I'm working towards.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'll just leave it at that.
Yeah, because I don't feel like I need to do that right now. I really don't. Maybe the other day I did, but I don't feel like that right now. Especially after last night. Especially after that. Like,
got your cup filled.
Yeah, I really did. And like, yeah, I think that like maybe taking it easy over the month of December and putting out one episode a week instead of 2 for the month, and just, you know what I mean? And then getting back at it in January or something. I don't know yet. I don't know. I haven't figured it out. And also, I have to shout out Connor, who is like
our angel.
He's fucking
He's
dope.
our No Simple Road angel.
He really is like super special.
I know,
man.
We knew that when he took us home.
I really appreciate that guy. Like, he had fucking the Melt tote bag last night.
Oh my gosh. P.S. He looks like a god coming in with that long, lush hair.
And flowing.
And I was like, holy shit, Connor, you really use the promo code and like DM them.
He was selling our commercial.
And he was like, yeah, dude, you put in the promo code No Simple Road and tell
buy one, get
all
one.
word.
Yeah, buy one, get one. And it really hit me. And I was like, wow, you know what, man? Like, I know it could seem stupid, but that really fucking means a lot to me. And he looked at me, he was like, I'm fucking ride or die, dude.
We knew.
And I knew that, but like,
to see it again.
Yeah. And like just him and
he's the sweetest thing ever.
He deserves, like, I love listening to like his life, the way he does everything, like his job, working in
it's
political
a classy cat.
And he just, like, last night when which I knew that, you're like, who'd you go with to Europe? And he's like, myself. Just by he took off on a
solo
European
adventure,
a European vacation, like 7 different countries, like all this stuff on his own. Stayed at hostels and met people that were on their own doing solo stuff.
But yeah,
he's just so loving,
so dope. I brought him up because I mentioned when we had the last No Simple Road meeting, I was like, I think having a couple of other
ride or dies,
unattached viewpoints would be dope. And so I talked to Connor last night. I was like, would you sit in the meeting with us next time we have it? And he was like, oh yeah. And then today he asked to like start doing more on the Patreon. And so, yeah.
We love you, Connor.
Love you, Connor. Thanks, man.
Hands down.
Made me feel better. And you didn't even know I was feeling like shit. So there you go.
The dopest dope I ever smoked.
Yesterday we were driving and Connor's like, Mel, I'm going to show you all these awesome pictures. And the second
and then I unloaded.
the second he finished saying that sentence, he's like, yeah, so I've just been feeling really down, Connor. Anyway, so like last week.
We were having a conversation before
No,
that.
we were.
Yes, we were.
We were just got in the car and we were just randomly talking, just talking. And he was like, I'm going to show you my pictures. And you're like, yeah, I've been really feeling like shit lately. I've been wanting to quit. Like,
well, Connor's like, I'm going to show you my great time that I had.
He grabs his phone and like brings it back to his chest. Like,
we'll do this later. There's another show going on over
Always
here.
rolling with the punches, Connor. Thank you.
I'll tell you what, you guys know if I'm feeling crappy, I'm baking bread.
Yeah, no kidding.
That's how you know.
And look at the dog. He's laid out. He didn't need to go to the bathroom. He hears Simon and smells food. He's like, I'm missing out.
All right, everybody. We're gonna take off. We will be back on Friday, promise, with another edition of No Simple Road. And we're not going nowhere, man. I'm all right. I'm just going through life, and I'm talking about it on the air, and that's how this all started.
Working it out,
and so it's a big circle, and now we've ended up back at the middle, at the beginning of the end. So here we go. Love you guys. We'll see you next week. Until then, take care of each other. Smile at a stranger. Safety third. Hydrate.
And if Sam Grisman comes to your town, buy those tickets, pre-sale, and go have a great night.
Word. We love y'all. Peace.
Love you, everybody.
But it's a burden. Family needs has been deferred, and hella means been the earth, and alchemy can bring the birth, the melody of a new born. So persistent, so dwellers of fear. We've traveled this road before, so we may think, but it's a tad bit of strange similarities that feed an A equal A complex. The fears of your past do not equal the perplexities of the current road.
Hi, this is Henry Kay, host of the #1 music history podcast, Rootsland. Come with me on a journey to Kingston, Jamaica, where we explore the world of reggae music and the untold stories of some of the genre's greatest legends. From the ghettos and tenement yards where the music was born, to the island's iconic recording studios. We are so excited to team up with Osiris Media, the leading storyteller in music, because as you'll hear, sometimes the story is the best song.